the full moon there in the background, and more of Gangtok's mountain houses again up the mountain there in the background visible as well. Let's continue. Exodus chapter 20, verse 15. You shall not steal. Now, in the Russian Bible, by the way, this is translated as Nekradi, which is shorter than the On praslozilsa, which is the Jesus wept verse in John after, or during the resurrection of Lazarus. So in the Russian Bible, this is actually, now when we speak of translated versions, this is actually the shortest verse in the Bible, just for interest sake. Right, so steal, do not steal. Now here always again, people are like, oh, stealing. So I never stolen any money. I didn't steal nobody's car or anything like that. I'm not a thief. It's like with murdering. I haven't put a knife, stabbed anyone or shot anyone or anything. I mean, self-defense is another question. So I'm not a murderer. And Jesus broke that one down. And so the do not steal one is as well kind of easy to break down. Why? Because there's so many ways and so many things you can steal. Okay, now just give you an example. I mean, before you go overboard with it. Right, so I wanted to come here earlier, but then we first had to pray. Over Viber, calling each other and praying together every evening with the brothers in Myanmar, or some of them. And so I went down, we did that, and I came back up here, and then there were people sitting, and I had kind of a long wait and kind of reading news and stuff like that while waiting for them. So were they stealing something from me? In other words, were they stealing my time? I could have been going down, taking a shower, getting in bed, rested, because I want to go to church tomorrow, because Saturday today. But you know, that would be going overboard with it, because they wanted to sit outside as well. I mean, this is not my balcony. This is general for all the people here in the hotel. So I mean, if I forced them to go, then I would have been stealing from them, in a sense. So this is not an example of stealing and going overboard, because some people might think like it. But at the same time, you can be stealing people's time, right? And if you told someone you're going to meet him at, say, 1 o'clock during the day, that is, I mean maybe at night as well, you could meet, I guess. And you can be there at that time, but you're just like, oh, whatever. Oh, sorry for that. Oh, whatever. I mean, yeah, so you can wait a bit. I will still do this, and I will still do that. Yeah, I know I can do it after meeting him and then coming back and doing it, but I'm kind of busy with that now, and it's better to be done. What's done is done, kind of, and he'll understand. No, that kind of attitude, that's clearly stealing. You're stealing his time, because he might be standing there waiting for you, right? He can't get back. It's one thing if you can do something while doing something as well, productive, put it like that. But if he's just standing around not knowing you're coming or not coming, then he's wasting time. And time is something, and you're stealing it of him. So there are ways how you can steal stuff from. If you lie to people, and now in the 10 Commandments, you need to understand there's no specific one, none of the words, the 10 words said, do not lie. There's one about bearing false witness, but that's bearing false witness against your neighbor. That's in a court of law situation, like lying in a court of law. That's gossip, for example, as well, can fall under that, but we'll still get together. Right? So it is not per se lying. It's not mentioned in the 10 words, the 10 commandments, as something you're not ought to do. But if you lie to someone, right? So you build trust relationship with someone, and people, if you tell the truth in general, people can trust you. If you always tell the truth, people can always trust you. And they know you're always going to fly over and try their best to always be on time and do everything and always tell the truth, then they can always trust you. But if you are the kind of a person who, I just don't want him to lose face. So I'm going to kind of say, yeah, but actually I'm not going to do it. No, that is lying. And that kind of thing falls in ultimately as well under the concept of stealing. Okay, so you steal trust from people, and people can't trust you anymore, and that is a big ultimate thing concerning this. That it's one of those things where yeah, you are stealing, right? So lying can then fall under this whole idea of stealing. You're stealing trust from people. Now, in Jersey cultures, some Western cultures and all Western cultures, uh, we don't have a social cohesive structure concerning. So that is more dependent on individuals themselves and how they react, lying, not lying. Okay, but when you get where it's more a social culture, where then a culture can be a lying culture. So in other words, individual culture is not per se a lying culture. That then it's up to the individual. But social culture, in the social culture, you can get, and you do get lying cultures, where lying is normal. You can lie to an infidel, right? You can lie to a foreigner. You can lie to this people. You can lie to that people because everybody does it, or so as not to lose face. Yeah, in this part of the world, that's kind of the norm. So we, well, trust me, in the West we have so many more other problems where we have than. Don't think now, oh, we are better because we're not liars, kind of idea. No, oh man, yeah. Anyhow, I don't want to go to that rabbit hole. But the whole point I'm just trying to make sure that there are ways how we can then ultimately manipulate something, one of these commandments of stealing from other people, by giving it a new name, not calling it stealing anymore, but saying what is worse is lie, it's a losing of faith. So if you're going to hurt someone, then it's better to lie to that person. So not to lose face, not for the person to feel bad. So we'll just lie. Uh, that's never an excuse, because lying now, maybe not hurting, but when that person finds out that you were lying, then it's going to hurt a hell of a lot more. And trust is gone as well. So stealing of the trust. So what I'm getting at was this verse is getting at, and remember that there's not a direct explanation. It's just don't steal, right? So what stealing means, you need to then clarify with other laws. That's how law works. And so we tend to look at just not steal. And like I mentioned, I haven't stolen any of their stuff here, so I'm not a thief. But I've lied to people. I've stolen time of people. I've done other things. And so, yeah, you break that commandment. We all do. So when we start looking at all of these commandments and start looking at the depth of what it can mean, then we ultimately see that, man, yeah, we are thieves. We are murderers. If you call someone that he's a fool, then in the heat of the moment, doesn't matter, then you're a murderer. You stole his life. You're a thief because you stole his life. His peace. So many things. Yeah, beware to simplify it to just a single word and not to think of the full repercussions of what that word means. And to then think, but oh no, you're not that bad. No, 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 no. You are that bad. We are all that bad. And we're all thieves. And we're all murderers. Well, maybe here and there if a person lives in the wood and never sees the forest and never sees anyone else and never a chance to speak, well, even his heart. If he knows the existence of others, he might be. No, I don't know. So whatever. But in general, right, we are, by far, I would say, the vast majority. I can't say that. I guess you might find some people who never stole even time or anything if they totally live on their own. But then, in a certain sense, they stole from the world the chance of doing something for the world, enhancing the task, and stealing from God, because God said, God didn't tell us to go and shut yourself up in the forest or somewhere in the desert fathers. taking away. So yeah, just a short. There's a lot more depth to it, and we've all in the sun broken these, even this rule of do not steal.